Today we are going to study the concepts of matter, form, essence, individual, species, genus, and aggregate. Everything that exists has both matter and form. For example, when we talk about animals, we consider the body of the animal its matter and the soul its form. When we talk about language, the voice and the mark are the matter of language, and the meaning is the form of language. Language is used to symbolize both individuals and essences. Individual is any physical being that exists. Essence is that which makes a being what it is, and without which it would not be the kind of being it is. Essence is that in an individual which makes it like others in its class, whereas its individuality is that which makes it different from others in its class. Since every individual belongs to a class, which in turn belongs to a wider class, we distinguish these classes as a species and genus. Species. A species is a class made up of individuals that have in common the same specific essence or nature. For example, Simba, Mufasa, Alex, and Aslan have the same specific essence. They are lions. So they belong to the same class called lion. Another example, Shakespeare, Hitchcock, and Bach, they have the same specific essence. They are men or human beings. So they belong to the same class called men. Genus. A genus is a wider class made up of two or more different species that have in common the same generic essence or nature. For example, man, lion, horse, and every other species of animal have in common the same generic essence, which is animal. So all these species, horses, men, lions, and all other species of animals belong to the same genus, which is animal. Let's see another example. Rose, violet, tulip, and every other species of flowers have the same generic essence, which is flower. So they belong to the same genus, flower. The abstract character of genus is such that nobody can draw a picture of animal, but only of a particular kind of species of animal, such as a horse or a dog. Even species is abstract, because nobody can take picture of the species horse or dog, but only of an individual horse or dog, since every horse or dog that exists is an individual. In every individual is the specific essence which it has in common with every other member of its species, and also the generic essence which it has in common with every member of the genus to which its species belongs. For example, lion has the specific essence lion and the generic essence animal. Man has the specific essence man and the generic essence animal. Horse has the specific essence horse and the generic essence animal. The generic essence is merely the specific essence with the more definite characteristics omitted. For example, lion is a large wild animal of the cat family with yellowish-brown fur that lives in Africa and southern Asia. Man is a rational animal. Horse, a large animal with 4 legs that people ride on or use for carrying things or pulling vehicles. If we omit the definite characteristics of lion, of man, and horse, we see that only the genus is left, which is in this case animal. In addition to the essence, which makes the individual like other members of its species and its genus, the individual has individuating characteristics which make it different from every other individual in its species or its genus. Let's try to do an exercise. Try to guess what or who I am talking about. This is an animal. In this case, I told you only the genus which the thing or animal belongs to. It's impossible to guess, since you may mention any animal that you please. And now I tell you that this is an animal, a lion. It's still impossible to guess, but now you already know that I am talking about a lion. Now you know the genus and the species. You should eliminate all the other animals. And now I tell you that this is an animal, a lion, which is a fictional character who appears in the Lion King franchise and is the son of Mufasa. Now you know the individual, which is Simba, because I gave you the individuating characteristics. With only the genus and the species, it's impossible to guess the individual. Aggregate. An aggregate is merely a particular group of individuals that may or may not have the same essence. For example, the things in a room constitute an aggregate of individuals belonging to different species, such as desk, chair, table, window, etc. In this situation, each element of the group belongs to a different species. For example, chair belongs to the species chair, table belongs to the species table, window belongs to the species window, and desk belongs to the species desk. It is a group of objects with different species, so it is an aggregate. Let's review what we have studied. Essence is that which makes a being what it is. Species is a class made up of individuals that have in common the same specific nature. Genus is a wider class made up of two or more species that have in common the same generic nature. Aggregate is a group consisting of two or more individuals that belong to different species.